Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to NASholes, the podcast where two assholes who like to think they know a thing or two about NASCAR talk about NASCAR. I'm Benny B, joined alongside my very good friend, Drew the Man Scar Van.
Hi, Mom.
And Drew, we just had Chaos in Chicago, and
Chaos? I
how
don't know if
sweet
I'd say
it
chaos.
is to watch SVG just run through the field. But you know what else is sweet,
Yeah.
Drew?
Watching you pull ahead of me yet again another week on our fucking little competition we have.
Well,
It's so
that is
sweet.
very sweet to me, Drew,
It's
but
so sweet. It's gonna give me diabetes.
I tell you what is sweet and won't give you diabetes is Hoist. Hoist
Hell yeah.
is IV level hydration. Hoist is unlike other hydration drinks because of the way it works in your body. Hoist's specially formulated blend for carbohydrates, electrolytes, and fluids closely match your body's natural osmolality, which I don't know what that means, but I'm reading off a Hoist site right now,
And
which
that's
means
one of them. That's one of them scientific words, and we trust the science here,
yeah,
unconditionally, blindly, if
big
you
words
will.
means that what they're saying is true.
Yeah, Big Pharma's doesn't have it out for us at all.
But basically, what that means is Hoist can absorb rapidly without the need for digestion. Not only does Hoist replenish your body immediately, it is clinically proven to keep you hydrated longer than water. And I tell you what, Drew, I got this black cherry here, man. I'm gonna crack it open right now, dude, because
I finished my last hoist yesterday.
it's
Now I'm
okay.
really sad, and now I'm dehydrated from all the tears I've cried since I don't have any more hoist.
We're gonna
Start
try to get you
sending
some
it up
more,
to
Drew.
Sturgeon Bay, dude. Start shipping shit to Sturgeon Bay. I'll buy it wherever it's at. Just fucking
Yeah,
start getting it up here, hoist.
just
We know you
DM
listen to us.
Drew on X, and by the way, you guys can follow us on X at NASholes Pod and on TikTok at NASholes.podcast. But yeah, DM him. What happened? Picture in picture mode close. Sorry. Yeah, DM him, get his address, and just send him some hoist.
They
You can
already have
find it.
my address.
You guys can actually go to drinkhoist.com, find out all about what Hoist is about. They actually are very big supporters of the military, which I love. And
Isn't your wife a Marine?
that's right. That is correct, Drew.
Right,
And
she is a badass, and we are pussies, but we willingly admit that.
truth. But
She also terrifies me when she's angry, so it makes perfect sense she's a Marine. Never get on his wife's bad side. It's legitimately terrifying.
it is. Don't do it.
For
But
the
yeah,
love of God.
go to drinkhoist.com. You can go to find Hoist, and it'll show you the stores that it's available in, so you can go get some. Send it to Drew. Also, if you sign up, you actually get 10% off on your first order, and if you are military or first responder, you get 10% off on all orders. So pretty cool stuff, guys. Go check out Hoist now. But anyways, Drew SVG, man, I love the guy, man. I'm telling you, dude, it's like I've just become such a huge fan just watching him navigate these road courses. It's quite the thing.
It sure is special. The fact he had this much success in so little time is fucking insane. Because nobody just walks into the sport and does this.
No, not at all.
So, I mean, it's pretty impressive. I really wish I was able to pick him for our fucking pool, you know.
Yeah, I'm
Fuck
sorry,
me.
Drew.
No, it's fine. I already know what you're going to do today as well, so it's fine.
I don't think you do, but anyways.
I think I got a fucking. I think I can see it straight in my crystal ball sack right now, man. I could.
You know, Drew, it's just I did add up the points. We'll get into that later, and yeah,
Yeah.
it's not looking good for you, man. So what was crazy, Drew, is SVG sweeps the weekend. Wins in
Yeah.
Xfinity with Junior Motorsports, and he actually had a failed cool suit on
Yeah.
Saturday, and like he just said he was burning up, man. Apparently he says he doesn't do very good with hot weather, so or the
Isn't
heat.
he from like a hot country? Wait, no,
I
New
think New
Zealand's. I
Zealand
don't think.
is
I
it. I
don't
mean,
think.
I don't
Well,
know.
I don't know. I guess it's like technically closer to the South Pole, so like it might actually be cooler. So like New Zealand to Australia is probably like Canada to us
It might
if you
be.
look at it on the globe.
I mean, I have
Maybe.
no idea, dude.
I don't know. I'm not a Kiwi, so I don't know dick for shit about New Zealand outside of the
Well,
fact that the Lord of the Rings and Hobbit was shot there, and it's very pretty.
yep.
Love
Hopefully
those
one day
movies.
we can go there, Drew.
I want
Maybe
SVG to
SVG could
drive
show
me
us
there.
around. That would be sweet.
Yeah, dude. When we become the #1 NASCAR related podcast, when we do
Yes.
spare the Dale Jr. download, and we just have money to throw around willy nilly, we'll hire SVG for an entire month to show us around. It'd be
That
great.
would be incredible, man.
Hell yeah.
But it's just like, dude, I'm watching this race, right? And obviously he's the favorite. Everybody knows that. Like everybody's talking about it. And he got the pole, he had the fastest time. And but you just see him, especially when it came to, so he pitted about three laps before the end of stage one. So, he circled back to the, middle of the pack or whatever to start stage two. But then you just see him like come up behind all these other guys, and like it's almost like they just give up. It's either he's really that good or they really are just like, oh God. And they get scared, and then they just like,
I think it's
don't drive as good. I don't know, man. It's crazy.
SVG on a road course is like a guy with a fat dick in a locker room. Like you
Right,
see it and you're immediately intimidated by it, and you just want to like cover your dick up and then just hide
yeah,
and wait for him to
yeah.
leave, and then slowly start taking your towels off. Not
Well,
seductively, but out of fear that he's gonna come back in because you forgot something.
yeah. But I'll be honest, man. Like at the beginning of the race, Michael McDowell, he took over and he won stage one. And I mean, like it just not pitting like before the stage end. I kind of knew that was going to hurt him. And, it proved to be true because of the tire wear, and everybody else just had so much better grip and whatnot. And then ultimately, I believe he had like engine problems or something went wrong. But I didn't quite understand that, man, because McDowell looked very good at the beginning there. I just didn't understand the whole strategy, and maybe it's because of where McDowell is in the points. They figure they got to get the points, but man, like I think outside of SVG, like at the beginning of the race, it seemed like he had the best chance besides SVG to win.
Yeah, early on it looked like the 71 was probably gonna be the only guy that could really like expect to
Right,
do
hold his
pretty good in the
jockstrap.
race. Yeah. I mean, at the very end, Ty Gibbs, kind of showed up, showed out, and Tyler Reddick too. I mean, uh, give Tyler Reddick like maybe 3 or 4 more laps, and I think he would have been able to like, I don't know, catch up to SVG, but he would have been able to run him
Well, he
down.
would have gave him
And
a run
like,
for his money for sure, man.
yeah, but
Well, and speaking of
just
that,
it's
man,
just never meant to be, I guess, with Reddick in Chicago.
what did you think? Because there's a lot of controversy around the end of the race because Cody Ware absolutely freaking ran into the tire barrier at like 100 miles an hour. It was pretty bad, man. And they waited until after SVG crossed the line to call it. And like, they have guys there in the corner with blue flags or whatever, and they have a radio.
Oh my God,
And
yeah,
now listen, I
fucking
love
blue
SVG,
flag
big fan, and
people.
I didn't want that. I didn't want them to call the caution, so I'm glad they didn't. But at the same time, that was pretty bad, man. I mean, like, just with where that turn with that turn 12, right? I mean, it's just dangerous, man. Like, I don't know how. And I know, like, the whole thing about it is like they've talked about Chicago being tough for spotters and like everything and like the vantage points, but like there was people watching from Charlotte, like on cameras, like they had people, like you would think they would have, been able to do something. But my
Well,
thought
I
is
mean,
the reason that they didn't call it is because of the lightning that was coming, and they didn't want to keep this thing going. They just wanted to end it.
to be honest, at the time, I really didn't piece it together that SVG hadn't taken the white flag yet. So, I mean, when I saw the 51 go under the tires, admittedly, I was like, wow, shocker, you know? But
Right,
then I was,
sure. Like your initial
yeah,
reaction to a Cody Ware
it was like,
caution.
wow, holy shit, Cody Ware goes under the tire barrier. Wow, I didn't see that coming. But yeah, like at the very end, though, like when people were talking about that, I was like, yeah, you know what? It did take him a little long to throw out that caution. And I believe I heard this on Door Bumper Clear. Like, one of the hosts on there made an argument that was, like, yeah, we probably should have thrown it out, but we've also seen guys go and do exactly what he did, but be able to pull his car out and drive away.
Yeah,
But
that's fair.
and like I
Well, and they
don't
let a
think
lot
they
of that
threw the
stuff go
top.
today, Sunday, to be fair. I mean, there was a lot
Yeah,
of points where it's just like, okay, are they going to call it? Are they going to call it? And they just didn't. And the guy did pull away, So, I
yeah,
mean, it's totally fair to say, I mean, they were consistent, I guess, on that point, but there's no runoff at this road course. You know what I mean? So it's not like, at Coda where you get in the gravel or whatever. It's like, okay, like he could probably just get out of that maybe until he can't. But yeah, I don't know, man. That was just kind of but, you
yeah.
know,
It was questionable, but I think
Denny Hamlin talked about this on his podcast, and he's like he always believes that, the race should end with the guy that should win. And at that point, SVG should have just won. And it's just one of those things where if they wait for like if they call that caution, what happens if the lightning comes and then like you have all these overtimes and it's just a total shit show. Like I don't
Yeah,
know, man. Like and I think if they did have that overtime, Gibbs or Reddick, I mean, they could possibly have won that race.
I don't know if they would have won, but I think they would have probably put up an honest fight for the win. But I
That
don't know. I
goes
mean,
fast for sure.
SVG just seemed like he was running at like half-ass the entire race, just kind of like baiting people in, and then like just pulling away when he needs to. You
Yeah.
know,
Well, and dude, it's just
but
so like, they talk about he says he thinks people have a foot fetish because they always want to do the foot cam on his, because he has the
yeah,
right foot breaks, but
yeah.
I mean
I
that
mean, it
just
was a
looms
huge
large for him.
deal.
It is a huge
Well,
deal because think about the weight transfer like when he does that, like he doesn't experience really any rear lockup and like you see the other guys like going to turns like they're locking up in the rear, but he's just smooth right through the corner and like to your point, like how like he just didn't give a shit or he was just kind of out there like okay. Like I heard him even say he's like when he gets to these kind of races, he doesn't it's not stressful like how people think. Like because obviously there's like a whole expectation that he's going to be the guy and like he's supposed to win. But he's said like this is where he just has the most fun. Like so he's just out there having fun. He's just like woo, strolling around.
yeah, yeah. I mean, he definitely seemed like a kid in a candy shop Saturday and Sunday after he got out of the car. More so Sunday because his cool suit didn't break on him that day. You know,
Mm-hmm.
but
But Drew, early on in the race, we had I believe we were like 2 laps in, and Hocevar he like overdrove the turn or something. I believe it was like turn 1 or 2 or somewhere over there, and it just caused this big old pileup. And unfortunately, Brad Keselowski got caught up in it, and he was actually slowing down. And basically, from what he said, like he thought he was gonna come out of it clean, but then from behind, just boom, and nothing you can do. But
yeah.
you gotta feel bad for the guy, man. He's just trying to get into the playoffs, and nothing seems to be going his way.
Well, I mean, I wasn't really expecting this past weekend or this upcoming weekend to be his shining moment.
Yeah, no, that's
Because
fair.
well, he's one of the guys that you think if he's gonna either point his way in or like win his way in, it would come on an oval.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be a
Uh,
novel. Yeah, I
and
believe that
especially
too.
now when you got SVG out there running fucking road courses all willy nilly, like we might as well just assume ahead of time it's going to be him winning the race. I think the
Yeah, yeah,
only fucking road course he's going to have like any issues with will probably be the roll pool because like half of that's his bread and butter, the other half is he's still learning. But
yeah. Well, and like, yeah, I mean, like Sonoma coming up. I mean, he's literally raced there before, like in supercars and stuff like that.
he also raced there last year as well.
Well, yeah. So he has like a lot of experience there, and which kind of makes me want to bring this up. Like, with him getting these 2 wins now, okay, and everyone wants to complain about the playoff system. I'm not going to talk about that again. But I mean, look at him, dude. Only 3 guys have more wins than him, right? I mean, like,
Uh,
you still have to like okay, say what you want, like this is his bread and butter, all that, but he still had to go out there and race. He still had to go out there and win the race. And like I'm thinking about it like this, like if he wins next week, I mean that's huge for his playoff like longevity because the more playoff points you get, like the better it's going to be for trying to get deeper into a playoff run. He wins that and then just and then like even his oval racing has actually improved. So, first 8 ovals that SVG raced on, he had an average finish of 30th. And the last 7, he's been average finish of 22. So he is improving on those ovals.
yeah,
And I wonder, I don't know what Trackhouse really thinks. Like, I mean, obviously it was so smart of them to bring him on, to have that at least like they know a guaranteed guy in the playoffs. But like to see him improving, I wonder if they're even going to put any stock into getting him better on the ovals or not.
I don't see why they wouldn't at this point. I mean, if they know he
I
can
mean,
go
it
out
seems
there
like
and
they
do.
have
Yeah, well,
if
and
he's
I mean,
getting
you said
better.
it yourself. Yeah, he's made some improvements. Well, I mean, they're not going to sink millions of dollars into a guy just so he can do good at like one type of. race.
Well,
They're
yeah,
putting all this money into him because they probably can see him doing decent at Olympics. Maybe not winning them, but getting top tens. As long as he can, get the hang of it. And I mean, he seems to be a pretty quick learner.
yeah.
V8 supercars down in Australia are pretty similar to stock cars NASCAR runs too. So I
Hmm.
mean, you can kind of look at them as like second cousins to each other. This is a big reason why he came here in 23 and just mopped the floor with the entire field. At the first Chicago race.
Yeah. Drew, would you say it's unrealistic to think that SVG could make it to the round of 12?
Yeah, I mean, unless a couple of the people that kind of back their way into playoffs get some miraculous wins. I see him making around the 12, and then all he would have to do is just go and win the Roval, and then he could make he'll finish guaranteed top 8 finish.
Yeah.
I don't expect. I mean, with all due respect to him, I don't see him running for a championship just because he's not to where the rest of the field is on ovals. Uh, but it'll be hard. But I could see him doing it, like
Hmm.
making round of 8 at the furthest. Round of 4. Yeah, I mean, a lot of shit
I
would
think
have
think
to.
that's totally like unrealistic is 4. But dude, I'm
I
gonna say this right now. Think he will. I think he will for sure get to the round of 12. And honestly, I think he gets to the round of 8, man. I mean, just listening to him talk about like so we have round of 16, we have Darlington, Worldwide Technology Raceway, and then Bristol. And SVG talking about Darlington, like he loves that track and he does okay there. But all it takes is, you think about a track like Darlington. I mean, like, dude, so many of these other guys, things could go bad for them there, dude. I mean, it's too tough to tame for a reason. And then, he gets into the round of 12. Imagine, gets to the Roval. And I mean, I know you just said it perfectly is that, it's still a kind of a half and half type of thing. But, imagine he does win that, dude, and then he gets in the round of 8. Well, then to me, I kind of think the round of 8 is kind of where the Cinderella run is over because you got Las
yeah.
Vegas, Talladega. But now Talladega, who knows? But
Yeah, I was gonna
I don't see
say
it happening.
if he makes Final Four or whatever, it would probably be it'd probably be at Dega. Well, no, wait, yeah, is Dega in the round of 8?
Yeah, it's Vegas, Dega, and Martinsville.
Okay, yeah, no, that would be. I think that'd be his only way that he could make the Final Four or guarantee Final
Yeah,
Four. I don't know.
yeah. Well, I guess at Dega, if a bunch of you get the big one, and all the other guys are caught up in it, and he doesn't get caught up in it, and if he finishes better or whatever, and that affects the playoff
Yeah.
points and whatnot. But
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's really easy to get caught up in wrecks at uh, restrictor plate tracks or super speedway track, I should say.
right. Well, and then in the round of 12, like Kansas and New Hampshire. I mean, I don't know. Like,
I mean,
yeah,
all
it'll
he
be.
has to do is win Roval, which I think he could do, and I think if he has like 3 good weeks, he could probably make it through the round of 16 pretty easily.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, obviously, I don't think anyone really expects him to get past the round of 16, but I totally see it happening. The playoffs are just so wild, man. I mean, we've seen like the greatest drivers in the regular season, just like they get to that like first couple rounds and it's just not that good, man. And like ultimately it costs them, So like, who's to say that SVG, a guy who's, this road course king, like can't just like improve like he has been up to that point and be good enough to just move on. I mean, I think it can happen, man. But he's
Yeah,
not going to win a championship or even be in the run of 4, I don't think.
I mean, if he makes the Final Four, that is we're gonna need something on par with the Hail Melon, honestly. But doing something like that would be damn near impossible. So he'd have to pull a fucking miracle out of his dick at that point.
Yeah.
But I don't, and that's with all due respect. Maybe in like 2 3 years time, if he keeps making steady improvements and he starts like maybe getting some mobile wins, I think that'd be
Yeah.
a more fair assessment to make.
Yeah, it's going to be
But
tough
like
for
right
him with the
now, I think
competition.
yeah,
Yeah. But yeah, overall, I just in terms of SVG, it's just, dude, like I get excited for like watching these road courses, whereas before, like I was just kind of like this is cool. We're not on an oval. It's just different. Like it was exciting about that, but now it's just like my eyes are on him, man, and I'm just such a fan of him, dude. Like we need to get some merch, man. We need to get some SVG merch.
Yeah,
I would
SVG
love that.
swag.
I'd be wearing it after every road course
Every road
podcast
course.
because
Fuck yeah.
it'd be freaking beating ass, man. But yeah, I'm trying to look up the standings here. So I mean, like, shoot, let me go to this one. This one's a little bit better. I'm going on ESPN right now. So SVG's fourth in the looks like playoff standings. So I mean, like, dude, like especially if he wins this next race, dude, he's gonna be set up real good to possibly make it. Like to the round of 12 and all that. As long as he's just decent enough and beats, what, like the bottom four guys or whatever.
Yeah, and I mean, usually there's a guy that kind of lucks their way into making the playoffs. Usually it's at Daytona that we'll kind of get the Cinderella moment, kind of like Harrison Burton last year.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
a guy that really averaged in like the upper 20s, lower,
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the year.
Yeah. But, all I gotta say, man, is don't hate the player, hate the game, man. Like I
Yeah,
understand. I understand. I know it's frustrating. A guy, 27 points, shouldn't make. I mean, I understand the argument, but again, all right, this is the system, and SVG is doing everything he can with this system to get in the
yeah.
playoffs.
I
And
mean, you
so,
don't like the system? Stop watching the sport. It's easy as that, like
look, every year in every sport, they talk about playoffs suck and they need to change them.
yeah.
Look, this is not going to, I mean, I could see NASCAR changing this, but I don't think for a while because you have a lot of new, quite frankly, a lot of new fans coming into the sport, because of the Netflix documentary or, now they got the in season challenge and stuff. Like they're just trying, and then like going to different cities, like, being that we're in Chicago, I feel like that brings in a lot of people, man, that don't normally watch NASCAR probably.
Oh
So,
yeah, especially when they see a name like Michael Jordan being a team owner, and the
yeah, dude.
history he has with Chicago. I mean, it's probably a very big draw.
Yeah.
So,
Well, shall we go over the results, Drew? Because we've talked a lot about SVG and a few other guys, but
oh,
I
there's
just want to
other
go.
people in that race. I forgot.
Yes,
Forgot.
and quite frankly, we got some surprises, and we'll just go over it. So obviously, SVG wins. Ty Gibbs takes second, Tyler Reddick in third, Denny Hamlin in fourth, Kyle Busch in fifth, AJ Allmendinger in sixth, Ryan Preece in seventh, Alex Bowman in eighth, Austin Hill in ninth, and Ross Chastain in 10th.
Austin Hill made a top 10.
I know, I'll be damned. And he started 30th.
I thought he got caught up in. Oh no, no, that was the. No, no, that was the 13. I can't. I don't remember the guy's name, but I don't know why I thought that was him for whatever reason. Oh, well,
Yeah.
good on Austin Hill. Good for Bobby Hill there.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what stands out to me, man, is Kyle Busch because I remember, and I'm trying to look at the kind of timeline here. I remember him spinning out. It may have been early in the race or middle of the race. I don't know. I really cannot find it, but I mean, I remember him being kind of middle of the pack. Let's see, where did he start? Race results. Let's go back here. Okay, well, no, okay, he did start in sixth, but I do remember him spinning out, so that brought him back. Well, he worked his way all the way back up. I mean, got a top five. So I mean, for all the struggles Bush has had, like it's pretty good for him.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say he was in desperate need of a finish like that as of late. Lady Luck's been really giving him the shit end of the stick. So
Mm-hmm.
big ups to him for doing that.
Yeah, and then you have Alex Bowman, who I want to get into this situation that happened between him and Bubba
Oh
Wallace.
my god.
What is your
Yeah.
take? What is your
Fucking shit happened and the fan base was just being the fucking stupid fan base like it always is, where they're just reading way too deep into what happened. I mean, like, yeah, everyone calling him a
It seems
chicken
like
shit for
the
not
Bowman
fighting
fans
Bowman
are
and
they're just so gay, man. They're just they're just so
uh,
freaking.
I mean, well,
Both
yeah,
fan
I
bases
mean,
are just can't. I honestly cannot stand either of those fan bases, man.
well, the problem is so like, well, Bubba and Bowman both have a history
Right, which I
there as well.
actually kind of remembered, but then I was like kind of looking at
Yeah,
some videos today when remember when Bubba like splashed the Gatorade in his face or whatever after the race.
yeah, which
I
is
don't.
probably exactly what he needed because he was dehydrated.
Yeah.
So it actually probably did him a solid there. He's like, "Oh, you look like shit." Yeah, if he didn't look so fucking goyish like me, and he did it, or goblinish. Yeah, that's it. That's the word. Yeah, no, I mean, if you look at them, like when they talk post race, you can't hear anything that they're fucking saying because
I
like
know. I wish I could have heard
you got
because it looked
that you
like they
got
were
that.
laughing, but they were also like Bowman looked like he was mad, but at the same time
Well,
they kind
Bowman
of
was
smiled at each other.
confused. Well, yeah, well, and I think what came down to it was Bubba just wasn't clear, and Bowman got into him and spun him around, and then like everybody was trying to say that he did it to himself, he started shit, and this is what happened, and it's like no, they were racing hard, and
They were racing,
yeah, it's fucking racing, and
and look,
all the
you
fan
know
base
that
is
you
trying to
know,
like make up this fucking drama or whatever
yeah.
that's there. It's like, dude, dude, like there's nothing there. And like if you watch a video of them talking, like their body language kind of, I mean, I think Bowman was a little confused because like
It was like what is the like what are we talking
yeah,
about here?
what the hell's going on? But Bubba, like from what it looked like to me, it was just like, oh hey, no, that's on me. My
Oh yeah,
bad.
yeah, yeah,
It was
yeah.
just it
Bubba
was
was
just
trying to take
racing. It wasn't
ownership over
personal.
it, like kind of
Yeah,
apologizing. Bowman's like,
yeah,
for what? Like we were racing. Like that's kind of what it
yeah. So it
seemed
was
like.
yeah,
And
and
then they
then
laughed it off at the end.
yeah, and it didn't help that when Bowman was asked about the situation was before he was able to talk to Bubba about it, so he kind of was just like, I thought we were cool, but I don't know what the hell that was about. And the thing too is like, end of the day, yeah, I mean you're kind of racing for an advancement towards $1 million payday, which yeah, I mean that I can justify racing a guy like that in my book. Especially if you're like Bubba and you got a child, dude, you got to fucking feed him and clothe him. I mean, well, he's probably gonna get some sick Jordans, so that'll be like a bit of a savings uh, in his pocketbook right there. Got the guy who made Jordans as his boss, so he probably won't have to drop
Yeah.
so much money
Well,
on that. But anyways, I mean, $1 million is still $1 million. So like,
yeah, and they
and
talked about that or whatever, and I just love I love how these guys like to play it off like that thing doesn't matter at all. Like, I think was it Gibbs at the end? He was like, "Oh, like I didn't know anything about it till you just mentioned it." I'm like, "Bullshit, dude!" Like these guys,
yeah,
like they just I swear, dude, these guys are trying to pretend that it's not a big deal. Like, and it's like he totally knew, dude. And granted, Bowman and Wallace, I don't think they freaking were thinking about that and like trying to battle each other,
uh,
right? Like they're just trying to race. But
well, I
even
mean, I don't know.
I mean
Those two
maybe.
going up against each other was kind of the big thing because there is a history there. But I mean, pre-race, when they were both asked about it, they're by each other. So like, and they looked like they talked a few days prior and kind of just like smoothed over any ill will and whatever. I mean, a fucking
Mm.
Bowman said, yeah, like yeah, we split a Happy Meal, then we made a joint ally account, which I was like,
I
okay.
did not hear that. It's hilarious.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, we split a Happy Meal and then we made a joint ally banking account. Yeah. They just said like,
Jeez.
talked it over, which is why like post race, he was like, yeah, I thought we kind of like smoothed things over, but I don't know what the hell that was about. It didn't help that you had a combination of Bowman fans, Bowman haters, Bubba fans, Bubba haters, and then just the people that just like to stir the shit pot. And then you got that little fucking woman with the 2311 polo on that's like back up, and it's
Oh
like
my
from
gosh.
what?
And did you see the
From what?
video where like there was like this guy, he's like recording. Well, I don't you can't see him, but like you can hear him. He's like he did it on purpose, Bubba. I'm just like you.
Oh yeah. It was one of the guys who's trying to stir the shit pot, and it's like guys, for fuck's
It's
sake,
like you don't even
they
know what
they
they're
just
talking about right now. Like for all you know,
yeah.
they're just like
And
confused or whatever.
dude, and I played that clip over so many times because I was just trying to like
Yeah, like trying to make sense
try
of
and
it.
focus on what they were saying, but every fucking second, like they were just being like drowned out by people around them.
Right.
So like, I mean, I'm not losing sleep over what was said, judging from the body language, it looked like, yo, my B. It was racing, and then racing shit happened. I'm not
Yeah,
pissed or
Bowman's like,
whatever.
nah, dude, like stop, like don't
Yeah,
like we're not doing this.
yeah,
Like,
and it doesn't help that you have those two fan bases and like, well, the combination of the fans and the haters and then the fucking idiots that just like to stir shit, around there, like jeering them on, and then like when they go their separate ways or whatever, fucking you got people like cheering and booing and all that and whatnot. It's like, poor.
yeah, yeah. But dude, in all honesty, I thought that battle between them was exciting. I thought it was great.
Oh yeah,
You know
oh
what?
yeah.
Like,
I mean,
I can see
it
where
made for some good.
I can see where people would say that Bubba had it coming to him there because I mean they did look like they were knocking and like it looked like I can't remember what turn it was, but it looked like Bubba just kind of freaking ran right in the back of him. But and
Well, it
then
also doesn't
Bowman
help too
hooked
that,
him though. It literally looked like he hooked him.
well, oh, don't get me wrong, both of them did asshole moves to each other.
It could have gone the other way either too, to be honest,
Yeah,
with the way it
yeah,
was going.
it was racing shit happened in a race.
Yep, yep.
That's
But
really all you can really say about it.
Ryan freaking Priest, man. I don't know. It just seems like every week we talk about him getting a top 10. I don't know, man. Like,
He's getting better. He's starting to show that he can hang with the tier one teams. So
and
it's
I think
good.
specifically in the road courses, he's done very well too. I mean, like he qualified
He
7th.
wasn't, yeah, he's never been much of a road course guy, but since Mexico City, he's
Yeah.
been a lot more prevalent. And now I'm kind of excited to see what he can pull at, something unique.
Yeah. Also, since we were on the topic of what would you call it, guys getting heated or things getting heated, Ross Chastain and Joey Logano, man.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, dude, like Joey Logano after the race, I swear he is. I'm just starting to think that Joey Logano is just such a pick me girl. Like it's almost like if he doesn't win the race, something or somebody did something wrong, and like something's messed up, and
It's
like
Hey,
pity me.
I've said it before, Ben, and I'll say it again. Driver double standard. Every driver does this shit.
Yeah, but he's
They
the
just have their
worst
ways of
about
going
it,
about it.
man. I
Oh
swear to
no, don't get
God.
me wrong. No, he is he, he's the one of the more vocal ones like this. But I
But
mean,
did you hear him though? He's like Ross admitted it. He admitted he wrecked me, so he should get penalized. They should penalize. He sounds like a little school child. Like he
yeah,
did it. It was his
yeah, he told me he did it. Give him detention. It's
fault.
like, I don't know.
I watched it back, man. I don't know, dude. It really did look like Joey kind of got Ross, and then yeah, Ross probably did it on purpose, but he was probably just pissed. And
Yeah.
I mean, I don't
Well,
know. I'm not saying Ross is right.
I don't
I'm
know.
not
I
trying to
mean,
be like a big stan about it.
I I couldn't really make sense of what exactly happened between the two of them, honestly. Because
Same
like
because of what Joey said. It
Logano,
didn't make sense.
yeah, Joey was like, yeah, he came in from like four back or whatever, jumped me. But like, if you look at the footage, the
That's not even
22s
what
and
happened.
like, yeah, the 22 doesn't. I don't know. I look, man, Joey Logano, when shit doesn't go his way, he gets vocal about it, and I respect that. But it's also a tough look. For
He
instance,
sounds like a
last year
bitch, man.
he gets dumped at Richmond. With,
Well, that one was
with Denny
fair
Hamlin.
though.
Yeah, well, yeah,
That was messed
but
up.
his post race comments were the best of the year. Honestly,
Yeah.
he sucked. He sucked his entire career. It's like, well, he's not wrong. Every win he's gotten has been at the expense of somebody else.
Yep.
I think only one of them, and two of them are, right place, right time. The other ones, people usually are dumped in some way, shape, or form. But yeah, what I love most about that footage though is Joey's body language and then Ross's body language, which is on polar opposite sides. Because like you can just tell Chastain's grinning at him, and it's just pissing off,
Yeah, he was
you
just
know.
like, mm-hmm.
And like,
Like he's agging him. It's funny,
and
man.
like, yeah, like, dude, whatever, shit happened, man. And like, when it comes to aggressive driving, those are honestly the two aggressive drivers on the field every week. Like those are going to be
Right.
the ones that are going to be making a pain in the ass to pass them. So of course you're going to get situations like this between the two of them, and I think there's going to be a lot more down the road. So Because I mean, yeah, they're just gonna keep ramming heads. So
Yeah.
see what happens with that.
Yeah, and well, Drew, I mean, the only thing I want to really ask you is, well, like, what do you really think about the Chicago street course? Because man, I think it's cool, dude. I think it's a
Uh,
unique road
yeah,
course because of the fact that like the way it is, and even SVG like talks about it being difficult, and like I just love when they go on Congress Drive and you like that little turn right there. What
yep,
was that like?
yeah,
5, 6, and 7. Like it's just beautiful view, man. And then like when they're going up the hill there and you see the train, like
yeah.
I think it's cool, man. And I
See,
think aren't they due to like renew for like another 2 years or something like that? Like they have to make a decision.
no, I don't think they're coming back to Chicago. Honestly,
I think they're gonna try to do this in another city, and I'm not opposed to that
yeah.
either.
I was gonna say when the first race was held in Chicago, Lori Lightfoot was mayor. But shout out to her. She looks like a fish, a lesbian fish. Not that there's anything wrong with being a
Nice.
lesbian fish, but it's just she has bug eyes. And when I was down in Chicago and I saw her, I was like, that's the mayor here. That's the mayor.
That's who gives orders.
DEI hire, dude. Total DEI hire. But yeah, no, she was the one that made the contract for like I think it was a 3 year minimum or whatever. But then
So was this last year?
no, this is back in calendar 22 because 23 is the first one. So yeah, they had the first race, but then they had their elections. She got voted out, and the guy replacing her was not a huge fan of NASCAR being in Chicago, and he tried to weasel his way out of it.
Oh,
But
wait. Yeah, and then this happened,
yeah,
and then he came there, didn't he? He
yeah,
actually,
and
being the
he
mayor,
would,
and he's like, "Oh,
yeah,
this is actually great."
yeah. But so I think he was like, all
I
right, we'll
remember
see it
that.
through. But I don't know if he doesn't. I don't know if I mean he wants to replace NASCAR with F1 because as a non-fan, if you get to choose between the two, as much as it kills me to say it, but F1 is a bigger sport than
Yeah,
NASCAR, even though it's the inferior sport in my opinion.
100.
But I think honestly, like I think we should only go to these cities for like a handful of years though, because like
Well, yeah, and it should be rotational. Like, if they're gonna do this,
yeah,
like, definitely go to like. I mean, I've been here in San Diego. Man, I wish it would be sweet if they came to Charleston, South Carolina, man, and they could do it.
why not Sturgeon Bay, Wisconsin? Just saying, super pretty here in the
Or Green
summer.
Bay, dude. They could freaking
Yeah, dude, we can put a track down on
right
Lambeau
by
Field.
Lambeau, dude. Come
Dude,
on.
dude, the fucking front stretch could be Vince Lombardi Avenue.
Make history by using history.
That's right. Why not? No, I'm not gonna say it. But we should. I think New York
Like, what
City's
cities would
one.
you say?
I think New
Like,
York City needs to be the next one, honestly. Because like,
I don't know logistically if that would work.
yeah, I think it could.
Well, I mean, I guess I can't really say
I
that. They do
mean,
the
they would
Macy's
have
Day
to.
Parade and shit like that there. I mean,
Oh
I know it's
yeah,
a
and
holiday, but
that's gonna be like a billion times more intricate than a NASCAR race there. So like the only issue I would see would be in like where you're gonna put all the hauls at and like where you're gonna like set up for all that. But like I think I don't know. I think New York City would be the best option because that's the biggest city in America. I mean, there'd be tons of fucking people there, whether they like it or not. I think it'd be well worth the effort to do like 1 or 2 years there in New York City. Because like San Diego's great, but like we need more outside of like New Hampshire and Dover. When are we going to the Northeast?
yeah, you
Like,
make a point, man.
like,
Because
yeah,
everything's in the South for the most part.
yeah, and then you got a few races in the desert. You got Phoenix, you got Vegas, and
Right,
California,
they
you
get
got
all those. They get all that.
Sonoma still, which
But
I
Drew,
really wish
Midwest
Fontana was
too,
still an
though.
option.
Midwest too, though. You got to think. I mean, I know you get Kansas and you get Chicago. Obviously just now. I mean, what else? But like,
Indy.
shoot, what if they did Minneapolis or something? They're like,
Oh
or
no, I
like,
mean, well, no, we already no, we raced a brickyard there. So
well, yeah, that
I
too. I mean, but I'm just saying, like, you could do it anywhere. But I think,
maybe come back
like,
to Road America.
dude, I was literally about to tell you that, dude. I'm like, why can't we just race at Road America?
I mean, I would have loved to. I would love if they came back to Road American Cup.
Mm.
As much as I love Xfinity, I'm not gonna fucking make an excursion out there for it.
No, definitely
But
not. Yeah, dude.
no, I
Bring
think
back Road America.
for real.
To hell with the street courses. Just bring back Road America, man. Forget it.
I'm cool with that. No,
Yeah.
I think that we need to be looking at like if the sport's
Major
going to keep
cities.
growing. Yeah, I think we need to be looking at major cities,
I'm
especially
with you.
cities where we don't really have that big of a footprint. So like Chicago is a good start because I mean, besides Chicago, really the only Illinois race we had was Chicagoland, which is south of Chicago. Nowhere near Chicago, honestly. Chicagoland because it's south of
In Joliet.
but like, yeah, I mean, they stopped going there in 2020, and that was when the sport was either on the downslide or
Or just because of
at one of
COVID.
its lower points. No, I think. Oh no, we stopped going there in 19 actually. Bowman won the last race there,
Yep.
and then they discontinued it, or maybe they canceled it due to COVID, and then they just never went back. But this was also when mile and a halves were super boring and road courses were really some of the only entertaining races you could find.
Yeah.
But
Writing something
no,
down
I
here.
mean Chicago was an awesome idea there, bro.
Oh yeah,
And
no,
I
it
just
was cool,
think
dude.
like
I like it.
yeah,
It was nice.
yeah, but I think like New York would be our best bet, even if we have to wait like a couple of years. So like even if so like I know they're in talks with San Diego right now. So I think if we do like 1 or 2 years in San Diego and then like we go from there to New York City, we're stepping in the right direction.
For sure, for sure.
But also, I mean, I like to think I know a thing or two about this fucking sport. So for all I know, New York City might be a batshit insane idea. They don't pay me any money, so I'll say whatever the fuck I want.
Well, Drew, should we get into our favorite paint schemes?
Hell yeah! I thought you were gonna say something else, and I was gonna cry. All right, let's
Oh,
see
I'm glad
here.
I didn't say that.
Screen share. Yes. All right. Well, we're gonna start with mine because I'm already on it. And fuck you. So I'm going with the Vermeer 30 or 38. I wear a Vermeer t-shirt. I'm a guy on FarmStem 25. Make some pretty solid baling equipment.
It's a
And also,
solid, simple car.
yeah, I mean, it follows the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid.
You
And,
know.
I don't think they've had a car this season. And if they have, I feel bad for not acknowledging.
I certainly don't remember one.
Yeah.
But mine is going to be none other than the number 45, Tyler Reddick. Now this
This photo
picture
does,
really is kind of terrible, but I'm telling
yeah,
you, when I
it
was
does.
watching the race, I'm like, and honestly, the orange looked kind of more neon, or I was like a little bit brighter than what this picture is showing. The picture's not doing it justice, but I liked it,
Yeah.
dude. It was great. And then another good one that I didn't see a whole lot of. This is honorable mention. Is the Grillo's pickle number 38.
I
Absolutely
mean,
beautiful car.
34. I
Yeah,
had the
sorry,
38.
sorry,
Idiot. Yeah, what the
sorry,
hell, man?
34. I keep
Yeah,
getting
the
that
Gorilla's
34
catching
and the
cars.
38 because you remember they split or whatever.
Yeah, no, I do the same thing all the time. So, well, I mean, in
Dude,
my
look at
head,
this
I see
thing.
the 34, and I still think it's McDowell.
Yeah. So
Uh,
yeah, brother. Do you have an honorable mention? Or is that it
uh,
right there?
I already stopped the screen sharing, but yeah, I'll
Oh, okay.
I'll shout out the 51 Arby's cheesesteak car.
Yeah. It's funny because I
'Cause,
saw a thing. I don't know who posted it, but it was like Bowman got turned around and like behind it, it said like Arby's cheesesteak and had an arrow, and it was like, "Sorry, Mr. Hendrick, it says cheesesteak this way."
the what I loved is they took a photo of Wallace after he spun out, and it was near one of the Arby's signs, and they just captioned it as "We had to take a Mick double take," whatever, and it's like hell yeah, man. That's what I like to see. Brands fucking with other brands. I
That
love it
is
when they talk
awesome,
shit
dude.
to each other. It's
Yeah,
great.
that's great, dude.
Uh,
So Drew, we're going to Sonoma, man, and
Yeehaw!
not at
Wine
the time of the
country,
year that
out
we
of
should
season.
because it's ass grass at this time of year.
All the good grass is gone.
All the good grass is gone. It would look so beautiful. We just went there in the spring. But
Mm-hmm.
anyways, Drew, pressing part of the show for you. I picked
Fucking
SVG last
slip
week,
my wrist. God damn.
so I got plus 40 points. But you didn't do too bad, okay? You picked Bowman, so you get 33 points. So I am up 450 to 387. So I have a 62-point lead.
That's great.
Sonoma. So now I get to pick for Sonoma. Drew, I told you I don't think you know who I'm going to pick. And I'm going to tell you right now, brother. I don't think SVG wins this, man.
Oh, really?
No, I'm going with a guy who screwed it all up for himself on Sunday by not pitting before the end of stage 1, and his car was all effed up or whatever. I'm going with Michael McDowell, man. And here's
Huh.
why. Because McDowell has done very well there. I mean, his last two races there were top 10s, I believe. And I don't know. I'm not rooting against SVG. Obviously, I want SVG to win. That'd be freaking awesome. But I just I don't think he can keep it up. I think some stupid crap will happen.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I'm picking SVG because fuck you. I need to catch up. And
Because screw me
also
and you need it.
also you I think you're forgetting last year he dominated the Xfinity race there. And that was also
No,
when he
I
infamously
remember that.
fucking
I'm just
did the burnout following Austin Hill after Austin Hill gave him the burn after he was pissed off that he got beat.
yes. And that's what I wanted to mention about dude, is SVG like the burnout king or what?
I mean,
I think he's unbelievable. It is just it's so
when
cool when he just goes
when the
and then he just slides and
oh
oh
yeah,
my
well,
gosh.
I mean, we should talk about Saturday, that brave cameraman that almost got fucking slammed by his car.
Wait,
When he went,
I didn't see
oh dude,
that.
dude, you not see this, dude?
No, I
Dude, it
didn't see
was
that.
it's probably gonna be shot of the year in my eyes. Yeah, cameraman was like off to the side or whatever, and SVG just came in and fucking like hooked it around, and the dude had to like jump back because he almost got hit by the
And he almost
fucking
fall on
car.
his ass trying to do that.
I
Seemed like it, eh?
it was sketchy. I mean,
God.
I mean, don't get me wrong, footage was really cool, but I mean, I was like, damn, damn. Can you imagine SVG's weekend getting overshadowed by like SVG murders cameraman,
Oh God. Jeez, man.
or it was just like, what if it was the same? What if it was this pit crew member that got hit by that tire like a week or two prior?
He's
And
doing
he was
good, by
like,
the way.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, no, he's back on the team now after uh, you know, getting a collapsed lung and I think like a few cracked
Well, apparently
ribs.
he wasn't even 100%. But he's like, I'm back and I'm ready and we're gonna be all right.
Dude, he wanted to
What
be
a
there to watch
savage.
SVG butt fuck the fields on Saturday and Sunday, and
I'm
that's
ready for
exactly
him to
what he
butt fuck
did.
him again, dude.
Dude,
Honestly.
dude, if SVG doesn't do a photo op with both trophies, I'm gonna be so pissed off.
But come on, you know Trackhouse is gonna. Well, Trackhouse
Oh,
and JRM are gonna.
oh my God, yeah. I mean, I'm giving him by tomorrow to do that, but I don't know. That's well, because that's probably going to be the last time for a long time that NASCAR is going to be raced in Chicago, and the fact that SVG holds 2 out of the 3 trophies for the Cup
Right.
Series.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
He honestly, he probably would have slept all 3 years had he not gotten fucked up last year
Hmm.
by the. I remember what happened to him. I think he went into the tire barrier after got slick out there.
Yeah, or like his tire. Something happened to his tires,
I don't know,
and
but he
he
ended up
wiped
under the
out.
tire barrier
Yeah,
regardless.
it
To say
just
it was
wasn't
done.
good.
I think the damaged vehicle policy also probably played up. Good thing
I
that's gone now.
yeah. Sure, I we didn't talk about news notes. I didn't know if you had any, but I know.
Well,
Go ahead.
well, I was going to say, I think after we recorded last week, this came out that Suarez isn't getting picked up
Yep.
by Trackhouse.
Yep, that's what I was gonna say. It's not
Yeah,
surprising, really.
yeah, I think it was beginning of this year when Pitbull announced he was stepping away from Trackhouse's ownership side.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I was like, this is a contract year, so if he doesn't fucking show the fuck up, I don't think they're picking him up.
No.
But like
Well,
I didn't probably mention that on like one of our earlier episodes earlier in the year, but so when I saw that I was pretty divided. I was like half of me was like, damn, but the other half of me was like, nah, I saw it. But now the next question though is where is he gonna go? I think what's gonna happen with the 99 is gonna be like one of two things. I'm gonna get into that right now, but I'm trying to just piece together where is Suarez gonna go from here. I mean, is he gonna have to take a step down to like Xfinity, whatever. Which I mean, he's
right.
champion in
And be
that
a front
series.
runner right there, and then
Yeah, which I mean,
or I mean,
well, I don't see him going all the way down to trucks. I think if he can't
no.
get a cup ride, I think he's gonna go to Xfinity.
But what if he does go down a truck and he's, like just kind of the what would you say, like for Ram? Like,
Fuck, I didn't even think about that.
I mean, that's a possibility.
I did not think about that actually. That could be a possibility,
Yeah.
but I don't know if he would take. They would have to give him a fat paycheck to do that.
Yeah, 100%,
Because
100%.
I do think he is better. I think if not Cup, I think Xfinity is where he'd probably belong. You know,
Yeah.
and that's just it's giving the facts. I mean, he won a championship in that division. You can make the argument that he was in Joe Gibbs' equipment when he did it, but you know, it's also
Well,
not easy to do that anyways.
I
So
don't I
I
don't know if
mean,
you
he
saw this, man, but Legacy Motor Club's actually exploring the possibility of fielding a third full-time car in 2026 Cup Series. I wonder if they would take Suarez on.
you could see that, but I mean, where are they getting the charter from? That's my next question.
Don't ask me.
Because I
I'm
know,
just reading
like,
what I've seen.
I know Rick Ware Racing is being sued by Legacy because they were supposed to buy a charter off him. Something happened with that or whatever. I don't know all the details of that, but that was the last I heard. Anything on charter wise. And
Yeah.
I did hear that Legacy's exploring the full time third team. I don't
Mm.
know. I mean, maybe they're buying the charters that 2311 uh, Front Row Motorsports kind
Yeah.
of gave up by going to fucking war with NASCAR in the courts.
Yeah, it's proving to be costly probably. But yeah,
Oh
dude.
God,
I don't
yeah.
I don't know. I'm excited for Daniel Suarez's future, and it could be the best thing for him really is moving on from Trackhouse. Cuz I don't all really think that they were putting a whole lot of effort into his ride versus Chastain and what's his name? Like Zilich, man. Which I think couldn't you see Zilich taking over the 99?
I could.
And think about it. He's
Uh,
been pretty good. Like he's good on the road on road courses, and he's proven himself. Like for the most part at an Xfinity on the ovals.
I don't know. He's also like 19, and I think moving him up to Cup would be
Like too
doing him a
early.
yeah, it'd be doing him a
Yeah,
disservice.
I can see that. I can see why you say that.
Like I think maybe if Ty Gibbs maybe would have stayed down in Xfinity, he probably would have won a Cup by now had he only been in his sophomore years. But I don't know. I like this. I mean, it's a long shot, and honestly, Zilich is probably no better than 99. But I like to think that they're gonna just pick up Hocevar's contract, drop him into the 99. Because I
That
mean,
would be awesome, dude.
yeah. Well, I mean, you see what he's able to do with fucking Spire Motorsports equipment. Yeah. Imagine what he could do with like a tier one Chevy team. Like,
Sure.
yeah. But I know the rumor mill right now is he's probably like, everyone's thinking he's gonna go to the 48, which I don't.
No, that's not happening.
Bowman's gonna have to do dog shit for like the rest of this year. But I don't see him doing that.
No, sorry, Bob.
I know you like to think.
Yeah, but one more thing. We don't have to talk about this really. I just wanted to mention it because we can't not mention it. But Catherine Legg finishes Chicago Street Race in 19th. She is the first woman to finish top 20 in a NASCAR Cup race since Danica Patrick at Texas in November of 2017. So
Huh?
good job, Catherine Legg. You did well.
You didn't break a leg.
Ha 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 ha.
Yeah.
But yeah, brothers and sisters, that's all I got. Drew, you good?
No. But other than that, no, dude, holy shit, Oliver is so happy tonight.
He's out there watching
Dude,
Bluey, man.
hell yeah, dude. I get to
Yep.
stay night when I watch Blue. Makes sense. Makes perfect sense. But yeah, no, that's all I got.
All right. Well, guys, thank you for listening to another episode of NASholes. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow us on Spotify. Give us that 5 stars. Let us know your comments, questions, anything NASCAR related. And like I said, also follow us on X at NASHolesPod and on TikTok at NASHoles.podcast. We will see you guys after Sonoma.
Bye bye.